I'm sitting here talking to y'all, my mic off. Max, what's up? Manzi, what's up? California Kid. Nick, what boo? My sissy poo. Manzi, since you the one that bought the hours, I was gonna wait for everybody to get here, but it's more important for you. I got some good news and I got some bad news. The bad news is the boss is regulating. She regulating tonight. So I'm gonna have to stop live at 10 o'clock. But the good news is I'm gonna add them on tomorrow. I think it's what's that? 2 hours. I'm gonna add them on tomorrow, and then add another hour onto that too. I don't like having y'all pay for the hours and I can't deliver. Yeah, the wife regulating tonight. She want me on baby duty. And when I told her, I was like, they paid for these hours. She was like, all right, but I need you by 10. So that cuts 2 hours. So what I'm gonna do is add those two to the next live, and then add another one on there. 'Cause I don't like not delivering what I promised and not being able to keep my word. That's annoying. Being that there's a whole plethora of YouTubers that don't keep their word, I pride myself on that. But in other news, I noticed something today. When I was watching other people's lives, whether they were small or big channels, the one thing that I do that most of them really don't do, I actually make the chat a part of the show. You feel me? Because I remember, being a small content creator, or before I started my channel, I remember how it felt when somebody reads your comment out and you hear your name. You know, feels like you part of the show, and I pride myself on that too. And no matter how big my channel get, I'm always gonna keep making y'all a part of the show. So I know y'all, it feels good to hear your name and your comments being read out. Right. And the crazy part is I didn't even realize I was doing that until now. It was just some regular shit to me. Nick, what's up? And on top of that, like I feel like it's y'all who make these lives lit. Whether it's 30 people in here, 100 people in here, it's really y'all who make this shit fun. Shit, the first 5 months I was basically talking to my goddamn self. Maybe like one person in the chat. I remember feeling excited about getting the first 10 people in the chat, getting my first 20 people in the chat. And I appreciate y'all too. Really feels good to know that I can make people laugh or be a stress reliever or just a part of your day. You said why you can't see the chat? Let me find out YouTube doing that shit again. Where my phone at? Because it did that shit to me the other day. No, the chat's still up, Nico. You sure you ain't on the backup channel? Because I don't see none of your comments in the big channel. Because I be doing that sometimes too. I click on the backup channel and don't even notice it. It helps me try. See? That's what's up. See, it's one thing to get people to watch a couple of your videos or even subscribe. But the hardest part is getting them to come back. I actually had to learn that. It's not like Instagram and Twitter where you can go to somebody and request them to follow you. People have to find you. And if you can get them to subscribe, they have to come back. Shit, I know who my core following is and who, even if you don't make every live, I know who be here and who ain't. And I know who's simply here for Pharaoh and who ain't. And when this motherfucker blow, motherfuckers gonna be jealous that I'm only talking to y'all. You pick up on what we see, and sometimes you see exactly. I'm glad you feel that way. All right, let's get started. I hope y'all know them King Noble skits is coming. I'ma run with that homeless Remy shit. Y'all think I'm playing? I make fun of myself if it's funny. I guarantee you, if I was any other content creator, they would have got offended. Probably would have blocked everybody that made the joke. It's a Motel 6 or Super 8. I can't find. Well, I don't know. I never knew where the video was. But I asked Trips Cheese, and she said she can't find it either. I said, we here for it. Yeah, man. I fucks with you a lot because it didn't take long for you to, you know, start rocking with me heavy. And the fact that, you be the one that pay for the most hours is even crazier because you one of the newest members. Right. I noticed it. Oh, I noticed. Like the first month, I'm like, damn. Like you would be like in and out, and then like after like a week or so, I would see you every live stream. I'm like, okay, music, King Noble stuff. Well, I think she sent me a video of him going at Umar. Black supremacy. Now this nigga started saying that they blackballing him and you know attacking him. I would believe him for the simple fact that he calls his shit black supremacy. Who's buying dinner? And I'm serious, man. What the hell you do for a living? 'Cause obviously you got a very good job. So I looked at the Cash App and added up all everything. You spent a lot, nigga. And you do it effortlessly. Like you ain't got like you ain't got no motherfucking bills or nothing. Hold on, let me send it to you. Hold on, I'm about to send it to you now, Chief. I gotta get a new phone. I don't have any habits. True. That does save a lot of money. You don't smoke? Oh, bad ones at last. Oh, true, true, true. I fucks with you. One of the biggest reasons I fucks with y'all is that I was able to tell y'all my, my past, and nobody judged me for it.
and I want to talk a little bit about Umar Johnson's school that he's raising money for. Just a little bit. I haven't heard too much about the project, but what I have heard is that he's setting up a school with an alternative curriculum for black children. I want to say, look, we don't need no more goddamn schools. We need to do something that we haven't done before. We need to do something new. We got a lot of alternative schools. I know a lot of them, and I don't even got to even mention the name. I've been in them. I've seen them. We don't need no more alternative schools, especially in America. If you're going to set up an alternative school, you need to go set it up in another country, not America. Go set it up in Africa, where you're not under the jurisdiction and the regulations of the white man. Because the black man in America is under the jurisdiction and regulation.
I agree with that. I don't think we need regular schools. If you're gonna start like a school or something, I think it should be a trade school where they teaching kids how to, farm, build, weld, survive on their own. That I support. Sissy Pooh, I gotta get you that thing so you can stop. I can stop having to click you in.
Yeah, you need to do that, bruh.
How you do it? Why you here? Can I do it right now?
It should be. You gonna have to open up another tab. Hey, everybody, 17. Hold the phone, baby.
You said I gotta open up another tab. I
See,
already
go
got
ahead.
like 7 fucking tabs.
Yeah, you got.
All right. All right. What do I do now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Can I? Yeah. What did you say? Right there.
Crazy. All right. Let's get back into this video.
Of what the white man will allow him to do in America, and this is a fact. So until we can change that dynamic, there's really no alternative. The idea of an alternative is an illusion, because you still have to go by the standards of what the white man has set up. His test scores, his accreditation, all that shit, which works for white supremacy. And Umar Johnson knows that because he's a psychologist that works.
All right, Carolina kid, and I appreciate you a lot because you started, telling your story too, and it made me feel better because I'm glad I wasn't alone. So I appreciate that.
For them, and he always parades his accreditation under the institutions of white supremacy. This is a fact. So there are no real alternative schools or charter schools doing something else in America. They're all abiding by the common code and customs of white supremacy. And to show how effective they are at making the children comply to the rules, standards, and regulations of white supremacy like every other school. Matter of fact, some of these schools, show that they can accelerate the child's learning and accelerate his process of conforming, complying, or assimilating to the rules and regulations of white supremacy. That's what these alternative schools are doing. So we don't need another alternative school in America. Our only alternative in America is revolution.
But I think wasn't Umar supposed to teach like Pan Africanism, whatever that fuck that shit is called, Pan Africanism, like strictly teach that, or does even his school gotta comply to the rules and shit of the states or whatever? Cause ain't like don't like the states approve the curriculum, but if it's a private school, he wouldn't have to do that, would he? If it's privately owned, he can teach whatever he want, right? No, he's going to be unaccredited. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he's an unaccredited school, he can teach what he want, right? But if he decides to try to be an accredited school, he would have to abide by their rules, right?
Because until there's a revolution, then we can't even put an alternative on the table because we're that knee deep in the quicksand of white supremacy. It's that urgent of a situation, it's that immediate of a situation where we can't even put nothing on the table. He right in our face telling us what we can and can't do, and you got to do this and go through that. He's right. He won't even give us fucking breathing room. So in
Okay.
order to get that breathing room, what you need to do with the youth is train them in urban guerrilla warfare. Children need to be trained in guerrilla warfare. They don't need to know who Marcus Garvey was. None of the, of course, revolution needs context, and they're gonna get some education. But all this historical knowledge.
Even if he decides to be like a non-accredited school, he still would have to follow the state rules and standards. But he can still teach what he want, though, right? And what's her name? I heard Michi say something that makes a lot of sense too. He might fuck around and lose it to the state before it even gets started. Well, we all know it's not going to get started because the longer he takes to build it, that doesn't stop the taxes he has to pay on it. And if he can't pay the taxes on it, they build up and then they take it. This dude don't want us. This student's mother to show. Yeah, right. Because I do remember that video where he was like, they going to come stay with me. They going to come stay in the dorms with me. Blah, blah, blah. But what if, people live all the way on the other side of the fucking country? You feel me? He's not going to listen to the state, so. Right. His diplomas would be worthless.
Archaeological and anthropological logic is not saving us.
And even if his diplomas are accepted somewhere, it'll probably only be at HBUs. If he's lucky. Bet. I heard a beat. All right, now how you do this?
I said we'll do it after you get off because I'm gonna have to walk you through it. And I'm
All
not
right,
sure of every tab. So I'm gonna have you tell me what you're looking at and then walk you through it.
all right, cool.
But no, why I
It hasn't
jumped
done
up.
nothing for us. Our children need guerrilla.
What'd you say?
I say why I jumped up. King Noble, his catchphrase was power and black supremacy, and he wear black nail polish.
Wow.
He used to
Is
live
he homeless?
behind the motel. Huh?
Is he homeless by choice?
That part I don't know. He was pimping out those girls and they were staying behind the Motel 6. It's the weirdest thing. Look, I don't know a lot about King Noble because I got freaked out. He in Atlanta, right?
Nah, right.
My bad. Hold on. I'm too loud. But he's up in Atlanta. So one day he subscribed to my channel and I was like, why? And I got freaked out. So I just ran very far away.
Matter of fact,
But Jaden knows more about it. Hmm?
matter of fact, I'm about to check my subscribers list because I think I did see him somewhere in there
You
when
saw that
I unblocked that
avatar?
other dude.
Yeah, it's green.
Yeah,
It's his face covered in
yeah,
green or whatever.
yeah, and his mustache is red, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, I think I did see him somewhere in there.
Yeah, we
Warfare,
be in the
because that's what
bushes.
causes revolutions. It's gonna bother some people. So I would be very proud and happy to know that Umar Johnson was taking young black boys into a type of setting where they could be trained in a type of guerrilla warfare that could overthrow the institutions of white supremacy that prevent us from building our own societies, establishing our own community and our own sovereignty, our own independence and separation from white supremacy, to get ourselves from under the oppression of his society. I would be proud to know that Umar Johnson was setting up something like that.
Yeah, Nikki, they everywhere.
Yo, one thing I learned, especially from the Black Panthers, even if he did, have a lot of influence and was getting money to start whatever he trying to start, they shut it down. Because you telling them what you want to do before you even do it.
Mm-hmm. Man.
That was the biggest mistake the Black Panthers made, being out in the open with it.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna drop down real quick and see if I find the one behind the 6, and I'll be right back.
All right.
You hear me? Okay.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Let's find one of these other videos where he out in the woods. Anybody else got the good videos of him? Joe Biden versus Nature Boy.
Peace, this is King Noble Black Supremacy. And with this particular video, I want to call it Nature Boy versus Joe Biden. And this is a very deep piece I'm about to go in on. Now, we know that Joe Biden represents white supremacy. We know that he do. Okay, some people say he's better than Trump. All African Americans got together to help get Joe Biden in office. So what? Trump was emboldening white supremacy. So what? That
a year ago, before I came to YouTube and was able to see all this shit, if you had told me that all these conscious people were this many conscious people, so-called conscious people, was this crazy, I would have never believed you.
his support group was white supremacists. That does not make Joe Biden any less representation or reflection of the white supremacist establishment and the white supremacy united snakes of America. He still represents white supremacy. He still is a white supremacist, and he has done unforgivable things to the African American community. He has said some things that are totally indicative of being a white supremacist. He has locked up black people, enslaved black men with his crime reform bill. He is a white supremacist, and he represents the white supremacist establishment. But many of you are happy that Joe Biden is in office. You act like he's your white savior, your Jesus Christ, that black people are finally free now. A lot of you all are cooning for Joe Biden. You feel like that is some type of progress or victory or success.
Shit, believe it or not, right before I started my channel, I actually wanted to be a part of the conscious community. But when I started my channel, I started watching videos and seeing how people trying to learn from other people. And then I came across House of Free Will TV. I am so glad I did. And after that, I was like, oh no, fuck these niggas. I'm not being a part of this shit. Hold on. He got another channel? Oh shit, Trip C just sent me something. Uncensored media. Alright, we gonna check that out after this.
For black people, you literally have been rocked totally and completely back to sleep. You're totally asleep now. The Sleepy Joe program is in full effect, full operation, and is working. But that's not what this video is about. It's about Joe Biden versus Nature Boy. You voted for Joe Biden because you said, hey, he's a lesser evil.
You know one of the biggest things that bother me about these conscious niggas, so-called conscious niggas? They act like Only black people have been so-called rocked back to sleep. They tricking everybody to the so-called elite. They don't give a fuck if you black or white. If you ain't got their level of money, they look at you the same.
Although he represents white supremacy, he's a lesser evil than Trump. And many of you act like white supremacy is a lesser evil than black supremacy or black rulership or black domination. That you rather back white supremacy than support black supremacy, than to support black nation building, to support black independence, black rulership, black divinity. White supremacy is like a lesser evil to you. Because rather than you have an open mind or see anything within the black nation building, a black community, within black organization, as a accept that as a lesser evil to white supremacy, you run right straight over to the white man. You don't see black supremacy and black domination or black rulership or black leadership as a lesser
What?
evil to white supremacy. Whatever you got to put up to deal with it, whatever you got to go through in order to embrace black rulership, which is black nationalism, which is black leadership, you don't embrace whatever you have to accept as a lesser evil to white supremacy, which is why you don't support your black leaders and your black organizations, and you have nothing but something negative to say about them, and you're constantly attacking them and criticizing them and judging them and posturing yourself better than them at all times. Because you don't see whatever we have to deal with to become free and liberated and independent as a lesser evil.
My bad, I stepped off the pee. What I mean? Hold on. Trip C just sent me two more videos. My bad.
You voted for Joe Biden because you said, hey, he's a lesser evil.
Ain't here about
Although he represents white supremacy,
years.
Pause it for
he's
a
a
second.
lesser evil than Trump. And
The ones I sent, that's his second kiss, and he walking behind the Motel 6 in the woods. He in the woods, but we knew Motel 6.
Dude, was he staying at the Motel 6 before
No,
he
he
went
was
to the woods or
living.
something?
I don't know. Is Jaded up? Because like I said before, Jaded know
I
more
know a
about
lot
it.
of them. I know a lot of them do like weekly stays for cheap.
Melchizedek. So I ain't heard about his
Cause
character.
around here they do that. I think it's like some of them like $250 a week.
But no,
many of you act like
he was just behind the Motel 6.
Yo, if he chose to live in the woods, that's
Look,
even
he was
crazy.
taking $1,000 love offers, and them girls that he had crawling in the dirt was also prostituting for him because he got locked up, and then they let him out.
Wow. And that makes it even worse because people like him believe that the woman's body is,
Oh, you must not have scrolled through his first channel. He got a girl in a
all,
bikini in the bathtub talking about erotic bath.
that's what this live is supposed to be. My introduction to this nigga.
I'm saying when I sent it to you earlier, you didn't scroll down his timeline.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't watch the videos. And the
Oh,
ones I watched, I only watched like a minute or two of it, just to get like an introduction to them.
hmm
White supremacy is a lesser evil than black supremacy or black rulership or black domination. That you rather back white supremacy than support black supremacy.
Anybody else got the urge to grab their hair clippers or some scissors or like a weed whacker or something?
You are not the only one. Some soap,
Some bleach, ammonia. I think that's what we
Clorox.
need. I don't think soap will
You
help.
can't get
I think,
any kind of bleach. You gotta get industrial strength
I think
Clorox.
that I think that nigga need ammonia and acid.
Mm.
Than to support black nation building, to support black independence, black rulership, black divinity.
But you know what's crazy? There's a dude that didn't take a shower or a bath for like 30 years, and when they finally convinced him to
He
take a bath,
died.
yeah, that's crazy.
Hmm Man, see, y'all was
White
killing me
supremacy is
inside.
You know, they do say you're not supposed to shower every day because you're washing the bacteria off that protect you. And I seen these doctors that was doing it, but they stopped using soap too. That's crazy.
But they also aren't rolling around behind the Motel 6. People pee back there. This is Atlanta we talking about, folks.
Yeah, and that's totally different too. You
They
know,
do all kind of stuff back there. Ugh.
if I if I didn't go nowhere the day before and I just was sitting around the house, I might not take a shower. But if I was sweating or shit like that, yeah.
like a lesser
But if I'm just sitting around the house, sometimes I don't be feeling like doing that shit.
Yeah, Nikki, they do.
evil to you. Because rather
I don't
than
know how
you
he doesn't smell himself though.
have an open mind
They used to be in
or
stank. I
see
don't know.
anything within the black nation building, a black community,
But
within black
yeah, but even if you nose blind, I'm pretty sure you get to a point where you smell yourself.
organization
I
as a
mean, don't you
accept that
like
as a
kill
lesser evil to white
your scent
supremacy.
cells or something?
What'd you say?
I say don't that like kill your scent your sense of scent, your sense of smell, your sense of scent, your sense of smell. If you, mm,
I know, but even if that's the case, you're gonna at least smell your armpits. You're gonna at least smell
sugar,
your armpits.
get out my head, sugar.
You're gonna
That
at least
shit gonna be
smell.
like one of them volcano science projects.
You're gonna at least start to smell your nuts and your armpits. There's no way.
Look, he down south, roaming around outside all day in Georgia. He nigga don't care. He does not care. Power and black supremacy is homeless and funky.
Right.
Oh my goodness, I can't with him.
You run right straight over to the white man. You don't see black supremacy and black domination or black rulership or black leadership as a lesser evil to white supremacy. Whatever you got to put up to deal with it, whatever you got to go through in order to embrace black rulership, which is black nationalism, which is black leadership.
Doing skits on him is gonna be a lot easier than Pharaoh because I don't gotta put no eyeliner on or no shit like that. Draw shit on my face.
What you
All
gonna
I
do
need to
about them pork chop sideburns?
I don't
I
know.
mean, cause you can't make your hair revert and be 4C instead of 4B.
Yeah, but when my shit grows out, like, and I let it go for a while,
Look, he ain't combed that shit in so long. It's the bald up.
My shit don't get beat like that, but it still looks a little crazy.
You don't embrace whatever you have to accept as a lesser evil to white supremacy, which is why you don't support your black leaders and your black
That's a good
organizations,
idea, man.
and you have nothing but something negative to say about them, and you're constantly attacking them and criticizing them and judging them and posturing yourself better than them at all times.
Yeah, I'm glad my shit don't beat up like that. The only thing it does is it grows up the cheek real far and it
Man
be crazy.
had a good idea. He said buy a scruffy dread wig.
Yeah, I could do that.
Black eyed peas on his face. Those are beady bees.
Because you don't see
Or just grow
whatever we have to deal with
stop
to become free and
and let a
liberated
couple of my dreads hang out the
and
back.
independent as a lesser evil to white supremacy if there are any evils inside of it. If there's any room for the perception.
But the that video I saw him and Nature Boy, was that before this?
I'm not sure. Why did he look less dirty?
Yeah, he had like a full head of dreads.
Yeah, it was a slow decline, I guess.
That's what made me realize that that's the guy that y'all was talking about.
Oh, okay. I think this might have
Of
been after
evil
he got out of jail that last time, but I'm not sure.
You don't remember in the beginning you and Jada kept saying that shit?
Say that
And I
again.
didn't get it. What?
Say
I
that
said, you
again.
remember in the beginning you and Jada kept saying that shit, but I never got the joke because I didn't know who the fuck he was. That's why I said I'm gonna fuck you and Jada up when I catch y'all.
Look, I run as far away from King Noble as possible. That bitch was too close to my location. I wasn't even thinking about. Look, that bitch left my mind until I saw him in something, and I was like, "Oh yeah, the black fingernail polish." Wait,
Right.
that it be looked at as a lesser evil. Never. White supremacy working, cooperating
Yeah, Nick, when you was in the backup chat.
with white
In the
supremacy is
backup chat.
oh yeah,
always looked at as a
Margaret,
lesser evil than putting up.
bro. Who said you look like him?
You and Jada.
No, not King Noble.
Yeah, I remember. I know who Jada was.
Nah, that wasn't King Noble. That's that other dude. And you be like, I be like, y'all look like
Oh, the
cousins. I
Facebook
ain't
dude.
never
I
seen.
know who that is. I even thought he was me for a second.
Yo,
And
I
I
ain't
flicked.
never said you look like no damn King Noble. You must have took what we said wrong, and I know Jada didn't say that neither. You
Oh,
must have
Jada
took that
brought that other
wrong.
shit. Jada
I
even admitted it.
I don't remember saying that.
Jada even said it.
Just because I laughed don't mean I said it.
Yeah, you definitely laughed. I know for a fact you was laughing at it.
Yeah, if he said it, I laughed at it. I ain't gonna lie about that, but I don't remember saying that because you don't look like King Noble. You look like that other dude. Y'all could go for
Yeah.
twins. I swear for.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Even I think we resemble each other because I flicked past
Yo,
one of his videos and I was
y'all
like,
look
yo,
like y'all first cousins. We got the same mama, just a different daddy.
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I even flicked past one of his videos and was like, when the fuck did I do this?
Oh yeah, didn't nobody answer
With
my question.
niggas.
Who buying dinner? I sure
Right.
is hungry.
I was ready to say.
Oh goodness. We keep playing.
Y'all still on the road?
Nah, we just got in. The
If I get
17
anything,
wanna burger me to death.
yeah, because the stuff I got earlier, I went and got diapers and stuff and gas.
Hmm.
If I get anything else tonight, I'll
I
send some
want to
over
be
to you.
able to choose my own food.
Right.
On
Oh
our path
goodness.
to freedom and on our path to sovereignty, independence, and liberation.
You look like a big lip.
You say Joe Biden
Yo.
is a lesser evil. Joe Biden,
Yeah, all his dreads had fell out.
creepy Joe, creepy sleepy Joe, have been seen doing some very questionable things
But wait, pause.
when it comes to
He ain't got but like three dreads left. He put Florida man to shame with the rest of it. Then fell out. That's why
Yeah,
he.
that's what
That's
I
why
don't
he
get.
got.
What are
Look,
you
that's why
keeping
he
it
got the
for?
top of his head cut off because he ain't got no money to go to the barber.
That's what I
I
don't get.
told
Like,
you fools was asking for $1,000 love offerings. Go to that second channel. But I picked out the ones I figured would, because he was walking in the woods. So yeah, or by the woods.
yeah, I don't understand what he keeping it for. Like, it's not like you going bald. You can act off and start right over.
I think he might have been going bald. You cannot see the top of his head, bro.
True.
getting close to children and invading the space of children and women. He looks very creepy. Some of the stuff that he's done looks creepy.
I'm
A
Oh,
lot of
yeah,
convinced
people
yes, it
now.
is.
say that it's creepy activity, creepy behavior.
It's hanging on by a
But they
thread.
accept him as a lesser evil though, and they're happy that he's in office. They backed him. They are glad. They'll take a lesser evil when it comes to white supremacy.
They
But
actually
when it
was
comes to
saying
black
it
nationalism,
a year ago, but I didn't catch understand the joke until now because I didn't know who he was.
they don't accept the lesser evil. They don't believe in lesser evils. They believe in nigga please. That's what they
I'm with Nikki
subscribe
now.
to.
Who the fuck? What
Nigga
the fuck is that?
please. Nigga, you ain't shit. Niggas ain't shit. Look at these niggas. But when it comes to the white supremacy, oh, you can choose a lesser evil within it. You can vote for someone who is
But
creepy
hold on, pause,
and
bro.
back them.
I got a serious question. How are you gonna change anything when you can't even get your ass off the streets?
Right. That's
Big
why I
right.
asked if chose to be there, chose to be homeless. And why these niggas be like naming their groups that describe like either a whole race or like a whole country, and it'd only be like three people with them. Them were like two other people.
People say he got fleas.
Ah, shit, I wouldn't be surprised.
And run out to the ballots to vote for them. And be happy that they are in leadership in a white supremacy corporate establishment, in a white imperialist government structure. You can be happy that they're victorious. But when it comes over to black leadership, you cannot accept a lesser evil of any sort. The only lesser evil is white supremacy. You're not going to deal with nothing. Niggas got to be perfect in your eyes
Shit, even Carbonation jumped their ass in the creek. At least he don't look like he touched no water.
and in the
Nah,
eyes of every black person, or fuck them.
what I be right back.
That's why I call this Joe Biden versus Nature Boy. Because y'all accept all the lesser
Yeah,
evils.
that's what make it even worse. You sleeping outside. The dirtier he get, the more like insects and parasites he attract. And you sleeping outside?
Of Joe Biden to not be under Trump. But will you accept all the lesser evils?
Ain't no them tents can't stop no bugs from getting. If you attracted them tents ain't gonna stop no bugs. The motherfuckers still gonna get to you.
Of Nature Boy and black leadership to not be under white supremacy and white imperialism? Would you ever accept the lesser evils that you have to deal with? No, you won't. And that's the problem you haven't.
If mice can still get in your house, bugs is still getting in that
That's the
tent.
problem you won't and you haven't. Now, Nature Boy has told us that he is the Messiah for black people. He's the Messiah for African Americans. Messiah meaning Mashiach or messenger. That he has a message for all black people, for all African Americans. He didn't have a message for people that was adopted. He didn't say I have a message for homosexuals. While he may have many messages within his message, he said he has a message for African Americans. So he's your messenger. And a messenger, a Messiah, is not coming unless the people send for a message. The mailman doesn't come from the post office unless somebody has requested some mail, unless somebody is expecting something. So subconsciously, the collective consciousness of black people was expecting something. And the messenger showed up. A messenger is not going to show up unless the people desire them. Messengers are born out of the desires of the people, out of what the people need.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it 100. This nigga hair is so fucking crazy. I can't even concentrate on what he's saying. I haven't heard nothing he said this whole entire time. Nothing he said. Oh, he might be a challenge. He might be a challenge. I can't concentrate on nothing but that goddamn hairstyle. It's like seeing somebody with a fucking uh uh a mole with a 2-inch diameter. Somebody like seeing somebody with the biggest mole on their face that you ever seen in your life. Can't concentrate. He said, I just hate it. Right. It's just like, why? Yeah, he just looked like he making me itch. He making me want to get in the shower.
Need. A messenger is born. So Nature Boy, who is a message for a messenger, according to him, for African American people, we will attack, criticize, and discredit a messenger sent to us, not sent to stop the Dakota pipeline, not sent to help immigrants trying to get across the border, not sent to help LGBT rights, but sent.
If he's trying to like be an example of living free, he's doing a horrible job at it, bro. I just clicked it. If he's an example, he's trying to be the example and like show us what living so-called free looks like. You're doing a horrible job, bro. A horrible job. You there, Triches?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what I did because the phone on the charger, I messed around and kicked it when I got up and it's restarted the phone some kind of way. Weird.
You know, you don't have to look civilized like all
The
but
rebirth
damn,
probably would. At least
like you think you look like I don't know, man.
he looked like Badussy.
Right, right. So I hope he's not trying to be an example. How the fuck did people join him looking like that?
He ain't have nothing but them two bitches crawling behind the Motel 6. Or you talking about the
Were they
club?
anybody that joined this nigga? Do we still have
Bro,
followers?
well, shit, look at his channel. I don't know if anybody actively follows him. I
And do
mean,
he have?
you gotta
Do he have?
think they might have been following and looking at this weird shit.
But those two women that dude and that woman that he had, were they following him before he started doing this shit?
I don't know. I came on the scene late. That's why I said if Jaded was up, we know more. So you might have to revisit this.
Right. Even Nature Boy made his shit look at least a little bit comfortable.
Nah, Nature Boy was funky too. You just ain't went back
Oh, he
far
was?
enough in the videos. Yeah, he had little beady beads too. He was so nasty. The side of his jaw had lumped up. He had this rotten tooth in there, and the whole side of his face swole up while he was locked up in where was that? Puerto Rico.
But he still was living in the house or something, right?
Hmm.
He was still
Said
living in shelter, right?
he was living in the
Or was
house
he?
and he had them staying in tents. Yeah,
Yeah, see, that's different. Like he living outside and looks bad. If you're trying to attract followers, you're doing a horrible job.
yeah. They kicked Nature Boy, the Funky Crew, off the airlines for being
Yeah.
funky. You can't the other
You going in and out, sis. We
say
can't hear
what?
you. We can't hear you.
And
Yeah, we can hear you now. What you
okay,
said?
I said Malik said it. King Noble went viral when he made a video about Marshawn Lynch.
Even that, like even if he went viral, like
Look, those people just never unsubscribed from him. That's all it was. He was
yeah,
on.
I hope nobody following. I mean, like trying to join this nigga. And that's beyond crazy.
And what
If you, if
dude? It was two chicks with him, as far as I knew. I ain't know about no
that's
dude.
why I said, and were they with him before he started living in the woods or after?
Mhm. All I
Because
know is it
even
was two chicks, and when he went to jail, I don't remember what he went to jail for. Malik, do you remember what he went to jail for? But when he went to jail, they was begging online for money to get him out, and then they was out there prizing.
because I don't even think motherfuckers that's crazy enough to follow this nigga
No, ain't
would.
nobody crazy enough to follow King Noble, except for somebody homeless too.
Yeah, and that's why I was gonna say if they do follow this nigga, they probably was already homeless. Because I don't think anybody that's crazy enough to follow this nigga would even want to follow this nigga. You make
Mm-mm.
home miserable. Shit, I've seen like actual homeless people that who ain't got no choice.
But to be homeless,
Oh
and they look
yeah,
better than
yeah.
To African Americans, and you will not accept him as a lesser evil to white supremacy, to Joe Biden, to the white establishment, to Babylon. You
And the craziest part about it is she's choosing to look like that, right?
you.
He
I
looks
mean,
like
some
that by
people send
choice,
him
right?
donations. Yeah, some people send him donations. He could have went and got a haircut and shit.
Especially if that video of him and Nature Boy with his dreadlocks, where his head was fully
Hmm.
dreaded, was after. Was before this.
How old is this video?
That's hold on. This off his new channel, right? 3 years ago.
Yeah, see, that's way after. The decline is real.
Yeah, that's
Now, see,
crazy.
you can't start with the new videos, bro. You gotta click oldest and flip that shit over to see the real crazy shit.
Where are all the older videos at? That channel that you showed me?
Them videos on that old too, but when you video, if you click on oldest, it rearranges it from oldest to newest.
Oh, I didn't know you can do that on other people's channel. I thought you can do that. Or like playlists. Let me see. This is fucking ridiculous.
Go to one of them videos I
I
sent you because we walking in
half
the
of
woods. I was
oldest.
saying next.
Yeah, the Umar joint you sent me is at the top.
Hmm. Yeah, but go to the ones I sent you in Messenger.
Thank you. I just want.
Yeah,
Them
he
the
got
ones. Yeah, them the ones where he in the woods though. He still rocking that same Verizon. right Verizon Rep headset, but yeah,
Either his dreads fell out or he chose to
you
look
can
like that.
clearly tell the motherfuckers fell out.
Black
Yeah,
supremacy.
I
Just
thought
wanted to go
Lil
live
Wayne
for a
dreads
quick
was
second.
bad.
Just want to say black supremacy to everybody.
Not even a brownie maximum. The
And for
pan the
people who
brownies
want
was
to
in.
be involved in my lives, for if I load this on YouTube, you can follow me on Instagram at King Noble 999 or kingnobleuncensored.c.o.
Even if I wasn't going bald and my dreads just broke off
Oh,
for some reason, I would rather cut that shit off and start over.
right, ladies. Now
I
do y'all
wouldn't
see why I
choose.
was freaked out when he subbed to me? I was like, he gonna try to get me.
Yeah, and it make you feel crazy too. Like if he is subbing to my channel, you know that'll make you reevaluate what you're doing. Am I
Right.
crazy? You know, make you think, am I crazy?
I'm just
Am I part of the
hoping he
crazy
was there
clique?
for light update so he subscribed.
Yeah, I think that's why he's there. Because when I first started, everybody was coming to you for polite. You was getting the scoop.
He been subscribed to me
Nobody had the shit. That was one of the things that motivated me. Your channel grew. You got to 1,000 quick as shit. Sis. You got to 1,000 quick as shit. Because you was the only one that had the type of scoop. Like,
Look, Q is right up. 17. I had to be on
you
every
going in
no
and out
channel.
of
Get y'all said between you 17 and
I ain't hear
Q.
what you said. You going in
I
and out
said
again.
between you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I said between you 17 and Q. I mean, Q's almost at 100,000 subs now, and then 17's is clocking up now. And you went from how many to 6,000 and something? Finna be seven. I ain't had time
Yeah.
to work on my own channel. It's a tired.
Yeah, but it took a whole year to get to 1,000. You did it in like a week and a half.
I had incentive,
Yeah,
and the
true.
marathon didn't hurt matters neither.
True.
.m so that you can connect with my live streams. I just want to say black supremacy.
What they saying in the chat.
Everything is in divine order.
Good. Nobody called that brother.
New information
Like,
coming out soon. New videos coming
you
out
think
No,
soon.
even if they
nobly
wanted to
cone.
call,
And I just
No,
want to
he said
connect with you
nobly
all and
cone.
see if you all had any questions or just where your head is at.
who sent it? Oh yeah, Double D. Appreciate that.
Hey, Double D.
I forgot all about it. To be honest with you, I forgot all about it. So I appreciate that.
Can we just take a moment to consider the fact that he's standing beside the woods drinking out of a tin cup?
I mean, it's crazy though because when you see the people on YouTube that like choose to do that shit, they don't even look as crazy as he do.
Right. They still
They
bathe
don't.
their ass.
They don't look as bad as he do either. Shit, I
They
seen a
still
dude
groom
living
they
with a wolf
staff.
pack. Yeah, I seen a dude living with a fucking with wolves. That didn't
And
even look that bad.
he looked better groomed than them. Yeah, Carolina kid. Black supremacy apparently had you down real bad. I
Yeah, yeah. This is black supremacy. I'll stick with the white.
don't want it.
Yeah, I don't want it. I stick to what he say, massa. Ain't that what he said? He called him massa. I stick in the massa.
Hmm.
I'll stick with that, bro. I'll stick with this lifestyle. Seems more comfortable than that. I mean, I do agree that we need to learn how to farm and make our own food, know our own
Look,
clothes, and
King Noble
build shit.
didn't grow shit back there.
Yeah,
He
that's what I'm saying. I
homeless.
I didn't see none of that. I just see him standing out in the woods talking.
Yeah,
Looking.
he ain't grown nothing. Right, Carolina
Yeah,
kid. Them white folk right there ain't did nothing to me.
right.
Look, something was wrong with my card today in the Dollar Tree, and the lady paid the little $2 for me. I said, "Thank you very much." A little old lady too. I said, I was in Alabama at the time.
I can see if he you know had no other choice, but he don't seem like he is homeless
He
on.
back,
Yeah, it seemed like he chose to do it. He's too calm.
he back there
Yeah,
chilling.
I haven't heard him ask for no donations or any help. So it seemed like he out there on purpose.
Just drinking some green tea. Let people come in. Give people a chance to come on in. Already spoke on Kanye's comments. I did upload multiple videos dealing with and addressing those comments. You can make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page, King Noble Higher Self, and you can see my responses. But what exact comments are you referring to? Which of Kanye's comments? Because he said a lot of stuff.
I'm letting y'all know this now. If I ever felt like I was falling and I was headed towards his lifestyle, I don't give a fuck how desperate I look. I'm begging for help. You can call me what you want.
Sitting up here sweating, looking like James Brown on the last street.
Yeah, you got me fucked up.
Right, he up here using the white man phone, staying behind the white man Motel 6.
Yeah, if you subscribe, you'll see I spoke a lot on the Kanye situation. I got a lot of videos up there.
He right behind the Motel 6, Nick.
One thing I can say
That's
is
King Noble Higher Self. Subscribe to that channel.
Nature Boy
And for
didn't
when I
just
put
talk
this on
about getting
YouTube,
the
like I
fuck
say,
out of here.
follow me
He
on
actually
Instagram. I'm
did.
gonna be coming
Hold on,
live
pause it.
as
Can't
much
hear
as
you over
possible.
here.
One thing I can say is Nature Boy didn't just talk about getting the fuck up out of here. He actually did. Everybody else that I've heard, call this place Babylon or Sodom and Gomorrah and claim that this shit about to collapse, they still here. And a lot
Well, in
of
his
them got the
case,
money to leave.
he ain't got no money to
And
get
a lot of
nowhere.
them got the money. I'm pretty sure, before he went to the woods,
Stop.
he
I was
probably had the
trying not
eye.
to think about it, yo.
Think about what?
Good sugar talking about them bugs is crawling. See, he's scratching his head. Ugh.
Yeah, that's crazy. And that's another thing. I've slept in a tent before, camping, and I wouldn't want to stay out there by choice. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. Shit, some of the people was like trying to sleep outside the tent. Yeah, you got me fucked up. Shit, in the tent, I was paranoid, looking around, and it felt like anything touched me, I damn near jumped out my skin. So I couldn't do that shit by choice. That's
Mm-mm.
insane to me. Completely insane.
I think once again I said slavery being a choice is a trick question
What?
to get you caught up into that
He's
contemplation.
talking about
But if you
Kanye
chose,
West.
then it wouldn't be slavery.
Yeah, I mean, let's say you know that was the case.
No, he's responding.
I would
Remember when
rather,
Kanye West said that slavery was a
yeah,
choice? That's what he responding
yeah,
about.
I know what he mean. But
Okay, I'm just making
my
sure.
opinion on that is, let's say that was really what's going on. I would rather choose to be a slave and live the way we are now than to be forced to live the way we used to be when they had us in shackles, was killing us. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Jaded. Yeah, we've been looking for you. You got to give everybody the King Noble rundown.
Yeah, yeah. I'm about to drop the link so he can come up because he know the most about this nigga, and I'm doing this shit because of this nigga. So you come up and explain this, nigga, please. And last time I dropped the link, like 7 motherfuckers tried to jump up here, and
Why don't you just send
majority
it
of
to
them was
him in the
motherfuckers
back?
I've never seen. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that. I could just send it to him. Hold on, let me send it to him. Cause that takes longer. Damn it. Oh shit, I forgot I was.
Hold on, because I got the link that you sent me. So I
Yeah,
just shoot it.
and I actually gotta fucking do a video chat real quick. So y'all, I'm gonna let you take over while I do this. You hear me? God damn it, Tripsies.
My bad.
Yeah, sis, I gotta do a video chat real quick on this ID me shit to
Mm-hmm.
confirm my identity.
Yeah.
So let you take over.
Mm-hmm. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Eyes are tired. I've been on the road since this morning. Yeah, Carolina kid, I do find myself scratching. Look, this is a different level of nasty. This is funk overlaid on funk, overlaid on funk. Ooh. Oh, why is my charger not working? Ladies. And then he had one of them chicks in a tub talking about erotic bath, and she had on a bikini. I'm sitting up, I'm sitting up here like, are you freaking serious? Is she like twerking in the bathtub or some BS? Fuckery. Pure fuckery. Okay, he had to do that ID me call Jaded, so he coming. He verifying his identity with the peoples so they'll know it's him from now. Man, if y'all ever have to do that ID.me stuff, make sure you in a well lit area because if it's any hint of a shadow, it is not gonna work. I'm just letting y'all know from personal experience. Look, that is not black growth. That is black decline. He's sitting up there looking like Wild Man Jack. Wild Man Jack, little cousin Steve. Don't play. Yo, Remy. That's what it looked like, man. And Nikki, we gotta find out what the hell he was looking at, because he was looking harder than a mofo. That's all I know. That boy right there got issues. Jeez, what a difference. What they doing? Making him hold his driver's license up to the camera or some shit? Right. Just up there on the camera looking scruffy and ugh. Yo, it's big things coming. If y'all haven't yet, go check out the smooth sounds of Anthony Q. And I got another one for you, Snoopy 92. You back, bro?
Oh, is that me? Am I here?
Jaded, yeah. Okay, so he
You
back.
you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Can everybody
My
hear me?
other bro. Yeah.
I'm sitting here looking at this nigga LinkedIn. He got a LinkedIn page, yo.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, his
You got a LinkedIn? Let me
one of his
guess, it says
one of his
Power Black
his
Supremacy.
devotees. Listen, man, I gotta say something, right? A lot of these, I don't know if anybody in the audience is from Canada, but y'all gotta get your peoples because a lot of Canadians are coming down here and joining cults in America, and y'all gotta knock that off.
Yeah.
You guys are supporting the crazy. I know
So,
what's going on
Jesus.
in Canada, but don't support American crazy people.
Don't do it.
Because all these devotees, like even with Nature Boy, like the Loyal came from Canada, the other chick came from Canada.
Mm-hmm. That
You know
girl that they went to go get came from Canada.
mm,
Kayla wasn't her name.
he
Wasn't
got
that
a
her
flick.
name?
King Noble got a Flickr
I'm sitting
account,
here
and
talking,
every
my mic
picture
is
he
off.
looks
You
progressively
mean
better. All right, so I'm
But
up
I do
here
gotta
for a
say about
purpose.
that Canada shit. In their defense, we do influence a lot of the world.
yeah,
We
but
are
still,
we are very influential as a culture, as a culture without a culture.
right.
Right.
um,
That is
but
crazy.
but it's wild, right? But anyway, right? So I'm not here to just BS, right? So I'm here for a purpose. I'm here to talk about King Noble, right? And what I know about him, right? So I was first introduced to King Noble somewhere around like 2009, 2010. For anybody who doesn't know, I was born in the Moorish Science Temple, meaning that my government name has one of those, weird culty kind of twangs to it, right? So that means that um, when I joined Facebook under my real name, everybody associated with Moorish doctrine joined my page too, right? It was like a bay fest. It was bays and eels everywhere. Ali's and Dali's,
Amazing
and it
how
was all
this
kind of, there was days and there was all kind of different people that would join my page. Most of them had head wraps and funny hats on. Um, and one of these individuals was King Noble, and King Noble had become popular amongst various Hotepish crystal possessors.
Oh, so you had
Um,
personal interactions with him.
not as many because King Noble, for the most part, was like on the West Coast, not the West Coast, was in the Midwest.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't, yeah. So I wasn't like young Pharaoh. I wasn't like traveling all over the country. You know what I'm saying, on probation and that
Yeah,
like that. So, I was mostly, you know what I'm saying? So most of the time, like when I really started getting introduced with the conscious community around like like '08, '09, it was mostly around where I'm at now, DC, and then I started traveling up to New York and stuff like that. And
right,
it kind of grew from there, right? But at that time it wasn't as popular as it is now. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like most people didn't know about it. Like that was like the Smack DVD era for real, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, so as this stuff was growing, there was a bunch of various groups that were trying to, this Morris stuff has been around, kind of holding on by a string, right? And every now and then there's like a reemergence and insurgence of followers and people interested, right? So
Mhm.
as this stuff was coming about, the whole sovereign, the whole introduction to sovereignty, and a lot of that stuff that I find out now, I didn't know then, but a lot of the sovereignty stuff in the Morris doctrine actually came from York, and
Mm-hmm.
he was trying to do to get free from his trial, right? So they started this, they started their own Moorish group, and when York starts these groups, then these people kind of spread out, right,
Mm-hmm.
and mingle and stuff like that, right? So then you had amongst the Moorish groups, then you had like the Washita, right?
So he was a
So
supporter of Dr. York?
say that again.
Was he a supporter of Dr. York?
King Noble.
Yeah.
King Noble is a follower of Dr. York.
Oh
I
my
believe
God.
that Tar has a video. And in one of Tar's videos, they're talking. One of York's sons is talking about all of the people who were eligible or were worthy to lead after York, and King Noble is mentioned in that, amongst other names. So he's definitely a follower of York. Now here's the thing, right? With these different guys, right? With any of these different sects, right? People are gonna
Mm-hmm.
take their own spin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what King Noble has is some type of perverted revolutionary doctrine. So it's like if you filtered York through Fred Hampton,
Wow. This
right?
gonna sound crazy about a minute.
Yes. Yeah, it gets like, yo, you haven't even, I don't know what you guys have covered in this video. I was kind of like moving around, but he has a lot of videos where, like, have you got to the video where he's in one of these abandoned buildings and he got a room full of people sitting in chairs and he's got all black on and he's like
Nope. The only
lecturing
thing,
to them.
put it in the back chat. Don't nah, because the
Yeah,
only thing
I
I
gotta find, yo, I gotta go look and find it. But like homie has like these sessions where, like, like all the other cult leaders, where it's just like these downloads, like some of those videos on his channel where you see all those cartoons and stuff.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those
Wait.
cartoons are actually like his, like I call them the dusty downloads, right? This is this is like him, like disseminating his rhetoric, right? And he got like a meditative background, and the idea is that these people sit down and they get indoctrinated right off of YouTube.
Yes, after they send in their $1,000 love offering, free
You had
will
told me
offering. My
about
bad.
this,
Right,
like
but
described and told me in details about this man because I heard you mention him a few times, but you never
all right, so
described
a lot of a lot of the information that I gathered on King Noble, I kind of got in pieces. So like when I
that.
first was introduced to him, I didn't know he was involved with York, right? Like to be honest with you, like I didn't like with York, right? I remember, this is maybe like, '02 or something like that. I was locked up, right? So I was locked up between '02 and 2000 or right at the beginning of 2001 to like right at the beginning of 2004, right?
Yeah,
Um, so around 2002, I remember the Source article coming out about Tamaray and about, York being guilty, right? Now around that time, I'm in the in the prison system. I was, I'm dealing with the 5%ers around the NOI and the Muslims and things like that, right? Um, so there was an aversion to York, and there was his information, like those coloring books, they was out and they would circulate around the different prison systems, and some of his files would be there, but they wouldn't really be vocal about it. They would try to blend in with other groups. And they would have that stuff, and they would, people, some of the 5%ers that have it and be like, yo, check this out, and they would laugh and clown it and stuff like that. So it would be circulating, right? But then that article came out, and then it was like, oh, he's a pedophile, like, you know what I'm saying? So then it was, kind of standoffish with all that kind of stuff, right? But
yeah,
so like I didn't understand like what I know about that whole organization and how that stuff broke down. Like I really learned over time, right? So in the beginning, like I'm like if someone says that someone's a pedo, I'm not gonna say the government set them up. I know enough about
right.
COINTELPRO and that kind of stuff to where I could say like this, right? Um, COINTELPRO operated in certain ways that are really, messed up, right? But they would put a bullet in you before they would put a child in front of you to force you to harm a child, or, or have a child lie on you. You understand
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying? Because that in and of itself, right? That doesn't go with the government guidelines, right? So we have to understand that the government can play dirty, right? There's things the government can do, right?
Hold
But
on
then
real
there's
quick.
things the government can't do, right?
Man's say the
So
chat froze.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right
the
now.
chat moving over
Oh, it's
here.
moving now. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, can we take
but
a moment to appreciate that So Genius turned his avatar into an angry strawberry?
No, I didn't even realize that.
oh wow.
I've been doing this fucking ID me shit in the back.
So but with the King Noble stuff, right? So bang, right? So King Noble, I come across this dude in Facebook, and first of all, like most of the things that he says about sovereignty, right? Which at one point I believed it. I'm not even gonna stunt. Like I believed that nonsense for a minute, right? And then this is the goal, right? The goal is if you're an intelligent person, right? And this stuff gets confused with this whole nature boy stuff, right?
Right.
Intelligent people can be caught up in cults, right? Malcolm X was an intelligent person, right? And that's why people who knew Malcolm said that there was going to be a point when Malcolm was going to figure it out that this wasn't real because he was too intelligent, and it got more and more ridiculous. Some of the doctrines and the things that went along with it got more and more ridiculous. And that's when intelligent people say, wait a minute, right? Um, so anyway, I say all that to say that even in the out there doctrine of sovereignty, right? And I don't know if anybody believes in it here, but I'm gonna tell you, like, as a person who has studied like all of this stuff, and I'm competent enough to understand what I'm reading, and a lot of the guys who are teaching this stuff, they can show you different places and different laws, but they don't really understand what it's saying. And I know this from personal experience of talking to these people, that when you start pinning them down and asking them real questions, they don't really understand what the words in the Constitution mean. They can read the words to you over and over and over and tell you about the different amendments and what they mean, and the 13th Amendment did this, but they don't know what the words together mean.
They didn't comprehend it
They're not really
fully.
comprehending it. What happens is you get confirmation bias. And it's what happens with some people with the Bible, right? The Bible is not like an easy document to understand because it's been translated through various languages. And then the language that it began in is dead.
Mhm.
Aramaic is not a living language anymore, right? So it's hard to understand it, right? Because now you have to now decipher various forms of syntax from various languages from various times going all the way back to 2000 years ago or longer, right? So to say that, to say, right, that some of that stuff is very easily misinterpreted.
Yep.
It
True.
don't mean that it don't mean that it's like a lie. It just means that is people can't understand it. So they just say the best they say whatever the best interpretation they have for it is, and if it sounds good enough, people run with it, right? And that's what most of this stuff when they talk about the law.
Continue. Check
And
back that. Now
oh,
continue, JD. I'm listening.
hold on.
I'm listening, bro, because I definitely want
Okay,
to know.
I gotta, my brain. I'm old now, so I
Yeah.
gotta like I read things. I can't talk and read at the same time. but but nah, like so anyway, like you like King Noble had these wild Facebook posts, right, talking about sovereignty and stuff, right? And this is the way that social media worked, and our people were working in that community, and I think in many other areas of the internet, right? The person who says the most out there and ridiculous thing gets the most attention. And the person who gets the most attention, you're going to have people who are going to believe that they must be right because they get the most attention. So, very much like Nature Boy, King Noble, you started seeing women now in his posts, right? And now he's got this following of women, right? And I would say that this was prior to like even Polite and all these other brothers having all these women. King Noble was one of these people that had a bunch of women around him, right? And then I would say like maybe around 2010, 2011, maybe closer to like summer of 2010. This dude, and like most of this stuff had gotten scrubbed because King Noble has gotten so out there that the feds have approached him. That happened like around the whole time when what's her name, Empress Sekhmet.
Yeah, when she pulled that,
There's
when she had that gun on live. No,
Yeah,
I
like all of
Empress
that.
segment.
two of them.
It
There's
wasn't her. It
segment.
was somebody else.
No, it
There's
was
an
I
Empress
Empress
segment. There's an
segment.
Yeah, it was I Empress
Cause there,
Sekhmet. Then there was another sister
Yes.
that used to
Check the
rap.
fact check.
It was another sister that used to rap. I can't remember her name, but like all of them had gotten picked up by the feds around the same time, right? And around that time,
yeah,
then King Noble's Facebook page disappeared. That's why if y'all seen me earlier, right? There's a video that's in Facebook, right? And I want to find this video. I may end up having to pay somebody that works at Facebook or something. But anyway, King Noble is in one of these bandos, and he's got a machete, right? And he's malnutrition. So like you eating weird, so you really don't have the strength to swing a piece of steel around like that, right? And it looks so ridiculous. He's doing like a machete form, and it looks so ridiculous. It's kind of like it tops Nature Boy's Dancing in the Rain on a ridiculous scale. But like stuff like that was going on. I started telling the story about so this guy,
Ain't
um,
nothing to
but there was this guy from Canada, right? I think it was like a Jamaican dude or some West Indian dude, right? He does this video and he basically explains how his baby mother like absconded with their child and is now living in this abandoned building with abandoned house with King Noble, right? And King Noble got all these women around who have like left their lives to come be his devotee, right? Now I don't
hmm
know what happened to many of these women because some of them have been around for a long time, but then some of them, like some people that be around him, be shifting and be different. You know what I'm saying? But but yeah, like King Noble has been like on Nature Boy shit for a very long time, right? And some of the more outrageous things that he talks about is that of SA you know
hmm
what I'm saying, the ape with the R at the front. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he say it's an act of black supremacy.
Wait, wait, wait,
Yes.
wait. He's basically condoning it and saying it's an act of.
It's not. He's not even condoning. He advocates for it.
Oh,
Yes.
this nigga sounds crazier than Pharaoh.
Now you see
He
why I was
he he
scared.
he says
Y'all
that
gotta
he's
understand that like when I first came in, I wasn't here for these guys. So same thing with Nature Boy. I
yeah.
didn't
I
really
mean,
pay
a
attention
lot of people weren't right,
until I
Yeah.
and they're lucky, right? Like it's wild how he this is like one of those self-contained almost cults, right? Whereas he
Mm-hmm.
has a small following because like the lifestyle that he's living, right? Ain't nobody want to live that. If you go off into a foreign country, right, where the outside world is totally foreign to you,
yeah.
then getting you to and then even with them, there was an Airbnbs, like they wasn't like in the jungle like that, right? King
Oh,
Noble is in the jungles of Atlanta, like he's in the wilderness of Atlanta, right? So that means that
The
it
woods
takes a
behind the
lot of
mountain.
mental fortitude for a person to I could just walk down the street and get a Pepsi.
oh, okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you in
Yeah.
the woods in Georgia, like you could leave if you want. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's
Unlike Nature
different,
Boy, who was like 40 miles from civilization and you needed a car to get there.
right? It's a
Y'all
whole
actually
different.
had
Woo.
y'all actually
It's
had
a
years to process this shit. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around him choosing to be homeless and looking like that.
yo. Now here's the wild part, right? He didn't always look this crazy.
He
Mm-mm.
didn't look that crazy in the first video I watched.
Like this is like a stage, and like now what you got to understand is this, right? Um, if you're homeless, right? There's a certain amount of time that you got to live on the street before you kind of get feral, right?
Shit, I've
And
been
then
homeless before,
I
and
don't like I'm saying that like I'm saying that I've been homeless too, right? But it's like period. So like there's levels to that, right? So
yeah,
there's homeless where you're like sleeping from couch to couch. You know what
right.
I'm saying?
And that's homeless.
There's homeless, right? And every now and then you might not be able to find a couch, so you might be in a car or on a bench or something like that,
Right.
right? You might go on a train and ride a train all night, depending upon where you live. There's that level, right? Then
Yeah.
there's the level where you're out there. There's really not any places for you to go. You might go to some shelters. You know what I'm saying? But
This
once you
nigga
get to
10
the
years old.
once you get beyond going to shelters, or you bypass going to shelters, maybe you got your own car and stuff like that. You start figuring out how to live without society. Then you don't. Then like your mind is becomes adjusted to living outside of society. So then the
Right.
conventions like cleaning up, like most of the time, most
Baby.
people aren't brushing their teeth and taking a shower for the health benefits for them, right? Even though there are health benefits to that, right? they're
Mm-hmm.
they're cleaning up because they know they got to interact with other people and they don't want to stink.
Yeah.
Right.
But once you have said that, like, the people that I'm going to interact with are just like me, or I have deemed them unworthy in my mind because they're going to deem me unworthy in their mind any motherfucking way. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it.
Like that's the stage where he's at. He don't care no more.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. I was ready to
You know
say
what I'm saying?
either he doesn't interact
And
with other.
Jaden, can't you confirm that he had them chicks crawling around in the dirt behind them? What was the Motel
We,
6?
we watched
I
the
Something.
video when they was crawling around on the beach. Like they be like he has these people bowing to him like he is a god.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Hold on. King
Um,
Noble did porn too?
yes, he was the
Oh,
first
wow.
God.
one. He was the
Ew.
first one.
Ew.
Listen, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all about Nature Boy, right?
Ew.
Nature Boy sat back and watched King Noble as King. Like King Noble was very popular in the conscious sector in that
So you
early
all that
2008, 2009. Like before Polite got popular, right? There was a whole world outside of Sinetta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where
right.
you had like the brother Rich, um you had Sister Blue, and Brother Panic, rest in peace, and Bobby Hemmett and Phil Valentine, and then you had like the up and comers. Most of these people, I
Yeah,
think,
Steve Coakley hadn't too long passed.
right. So King
I actually
Noble was one of
Bobby
those
him.
up and
So
coming people, right?
yeah, I used
Along
to
with,
Bobby him. So Trip C's made me see that the nigga was alcoholic.
say that one more time.
Bobby be lit,
I used to fuck
Michael.
with him until Trip C's
Oh,
made me notice that the nigga was an alcoholic when he was doing his libation.
he be drunk as hell. Hey yo, because it's like this, right? Um, these brothers are entertainers, if not if anything, right? They're very skilled at entertaining. Especially Bobby was an entertaining person, right? So
Mm-hmm.
like you stop, like, so after a while there's a space, right, where he hits you with all of this, he goes and pulls out all these books from like all these, pseudosciences from the 1920s, right? And it
Mm-hmm.
sounds legit, right, because they're old books.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And back in the day, like, a pseudo book had to look like the real thing. It wasn't like today where a pseudo book looks like a magazine and they're telling you it's a book. You know what I'm saying? Like, these books that are coming out of these temples and stuff like that, you know, these guys are going somewhere, and when you're not a scientist, right? Then what happens is you get hit with something called confirmation bias. And that's what's going on a lot of groups and people in groups who have been vetted by groups, and they listen to different videos and stuff like that. And then they go and they do this because this is how they used to get me, right? They hit you with the go look it up. You can go, and back in the day they used to give you the book. Like before Young Pharaoh, am I still here? I'm on the
Yeah.
phone, so it do
Yeah, you
weird.
still there?
All right. But before Young Pharaoh, they used to give you the book to go look up, right? So you would go look these books up, right? And you would find a lot of them online and stuff like that. And it will confirm
Yeah,
what you were saying, but you're looking for the place that's gonna confirm what you're saying instead of learning the topic. You know what
right.
I'm saying? So like I'm not gonna say that all metaphysics is garbage, because some metaphysics work. You can see certain things, and here's the thing, right? What you truly believe is true.
True.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
some you would think that these people, like when you think of somebody as really highly, it takes for somebody who doesn't follow that person or doesn't, watch that person frequently to make you understand, you
to
know.
make you see it. Yeah, because you
Yeah,
miss the things that because it's all about how you get introduced to something, right?
right.
So like boom, right? So like when I first got introduced to Biggie, right? They didn't introduce me to the line, oh, she looks so good, I'm sucking your daddy dick. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get introduced to that, right?
To
I
be
got
honest with you,
introduced,
he got away with that until the younger generation start making videos of it.
right? Not like, no, but listen, right? But this is why you roll with it. This is why most of us roll with that line. We push right through it, right? Because we got introduced to Biggie saying other things that didn't sound gay. You know what I'm saying? So and having this generation, like, to be I understand that the younger generation, they have a different outlook on that, because that was like like y'all got taught tolerance in school, right? So when
Yeah.
when when you're when you're in your 20, like especially like your early 20s and your mid 20s and even some of your early 30s, right? You have to remember, right, that I went to school in night I went to elementary school between like what 80 84 80 85 and like 90, right? Something like that, right?
Quit
um
sounding like Elder Jaded. We ain't that old, bro.
we not, but it's a reason for this, right? Because
Uh-huh.
in that period of time, right, they did not teach tolerance. They were just getting used to being tolerant of black people,
Hell, they still had seesaws and shit that'll send people to the
right?
hospital.
Like
Shit,
I
be honest
like
with
yo,
you.
I remember
And
when they started talking, when they started accepting ebonics as a thing, so that you just weren't treated like you were retarded for saying A.
Right.
right.
You understand
And
what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
They
like,
had a whole
let me
Ebonics
say something
book,
real quick.
remember?
Let me say something real quick. You notice in the beginning, I used to tolerate young Pharaoh's followers because I understood, when you think highly of somebody, it's hard to see, or you don't want to see the bad side. But at this point, they ain't got no excuse because he's done so much shit.
See, but
like
that's what I
right
was
in front
trying
of
to
you.
tell you. Your beginning is not their beginning. They done seen all this stuff with their own two eyeballs and they still following this
Yeah,
fool.
like
And that's
where
what
we
makes it
at with
crazy.
the young Pharaoh followers now are the same guys who are going to be are on the same demographic of people who are the ones who are now joining behind Nature Boy after his conviction, right?
Yep.
Who are the same demographic of people who are rally behind Polite after his
And
conviction,
Rashad Jamal.
and Rashad Jamal. Like those are people who are looking to follow bad people.
Right.
Hmm.
We're just plain
You know
looking
what I'm saying?
for
Oh, yes. And we have a conscious community alert. The new Wapians are back in action, and Uma York wants to be their new queen. New Wapian,
a few days you
Sabian.
away from them crazy motherfuckers.
You know the
Right.
sad part about it, right? It's like, as the human race, right? Not just a race, but the human race, right? For the most part, we have developed beyond the necessity of royalty.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because that form of government represents a barrier in the intellect of a people, right?
Yes. Upper and
So,
lower class.
right.
Yes. Sex.
So in,
And
in
stuff.
in most places in the world, right, where there is royalty, there's also a democratic system that people participate in,
Hmm.
right?
It seems
Now
like back
in
in the day,
America,
we had more leaders than followers. Everybody wants to be a follower instead of a leader.
Uma
I
is
mean,
not the one he was going for, so genius. That it was the other sister.
who? Which one? Who going for who?
Polite.
Oh, you old too, so genius. You old
We
like
are
the rest.
not old.
Yes, we is. Listen, listen. I almost got scammed online today. I'm old.
What?
I almost got scammed on. I don't want to talk about it. I almost got scammed on.
I know so genius. She just started that mess up. Why are you over on So Elder channel? He a new YPN too. You better quit before you be locked in somebody's basement. See that?
Yo, so genius. Yo, listen. If you see somebody that's not a kid calling themselves young, don't trust them.
And young
Right.
elder is an oxymoron anyway.
Yeah, I was ready to say that too. That makes no sense.
Listen,
Exactly.
listen,
Look,
listen.
they was
Niggas
sitting over
want to
there
be
on
listen,
Clubhouse
because this is what's going on, right?
formulating.
Niggas want to use Beijing and still want to be elders. No, you can't. You got to be like me. You want to be I'm an elder. I'm 45. I'm an elder. You know what I'm saying? Look, you see the gray. Y'all know what I look like. My hair, goddamn, I don't even got no more black hair
Yeah, but you
on
don't
my
look your.
eyebrow. I got black hair on my eyebrows.
I knew you was older than me by your demeanor, but you don't look your age.
Jada a year older than me.
Everybody always say I don't look my age, but I do though. I
To
do.
you.
I do.
Right.
I know what I look like when I was. I know what I look like when I was Remy age though. So I
I
know.
when Pickle Man come floating through your door in the middle of the night, so genius. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Yo, man, listen. I had this conversation. Not yo. No disrespect, because I'm not saying it like that, right? But I had this, but coincidentally, right? I had this same conversation with my son the other day, right?
Mhm.
Like, crazy people can make you crazy. And people think that crazy people can't make you crazy. But once you think the crazy people's talking ain't crazy, then they making you crazy. If that makes sense. That don't sound crazy to you. You feel me?
True.
Yep.
Cause,
And
cause,
Look,
cause.
I want to tell the people in the chat. I know we ain't get to the videos, and we got like 45 minutes left, so I'm gonna give
Oh,
y'all
let me
some free
shut up.
time tomorrow. No, no, because
Let me-
I want the rundown on this man before I
Oh
actually
yeah,
start.
indeed. So basically, what you got going on, right, is with King Noble, a lot of his doctrine is going to be has a revolutionary base, right? So,
Okay.
um, he said things. Oh, hey, honey. Um, hold up 1 second, y'all. The
look how
and
his
the
voice just
dryer.
changed. It's so cute.
You can put those, you can put those in the basket and bring those up. But a lot. So I had to give my daughter some instructions, and I'm on the phone. I'm
I
not used to
know.
pressing. Excuse me, y'all. But anyway, right. Um, so you have this layer of revolution. This is where the black supremacy comes from. I like to call King Noble's BS, right? Um,
Hmm.
so you got the black supremacy layer, right? Now, on top of that is now this white sovereign doctrine, right? Which is like the paradoxical part, right? Because
Yeah.
and this is the and this is for anybody who may get picked up by the sovereignty doctrine. This is the thing that I learned that was kind of like crazy to me, right? That um after the Civil War, or like leading up to the Civil War, right? There were a lot of varying doctrines that the Southern elites were trying to come up with in order to circumvent the changing in the economic system in the country, right? One of those things was socialism. The other was sovereignty, or the notion that one could be a quote unquote sovereign citizen, right? Uh,
Hmm.
and now there are some documents that I believe have been scrubbed from the internet, but there was I believe his name was Osterman, right? And he had this,
Hmm.
and he was like an auditor, right? So right before the Civil War popped off, they sent this auditor down, and he did an audit and proved that basically like they were going on a plantation. It was like, yo, you're spending more money taking care of these slaves that you can't work because they can't get hurt, because if they get hurt, you got to pay for them, right? You would it's more cost effective for you to actually hire people to do the work, and then they got to take care of their own life, right? So there was that, and in that the response was this sovereign doctrine, right? Um, so moving along, right, the sovereign doctrine gets to us today through all of these militias, right? And they've had
Hmm.
interactions with black people in various degrees throughout the time, right? So then, you had the I believe like the Young Guns, or the Young something, some young something. I think they were called the Young Guns, or something, with some right wing militia that was working with the Black Panthers for a minute, right? Um,
Hmm.
then I want to say like around like closer to when Khalid passed. This other he had There's a debate where he had with this white guy, and the white guy is trying to bring this sovereign doctrine to the new Black Panther Party, right? And
Hmm.
Khaled was very skilled. Now, and once again, like I'm glad that our black leader was Khaled, and Khaled was assassinated. I'm not gonna say I'm glad he was assassinated, but in a way, I am, like,
Because he
because
didn't have time to evolve into something else.
right,
I tried.
like
Oh no, Jaded be on it. He know a lot of shit.
you know what I'm
You
saying.
need to
But
come up.
but like Khaled like shut the guy down, and he was very clear when he was like, nah, you're using this, and you're gonna make us crash test dummies. Because remember, Khaled was a lawyer.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So he understood that this is bogus, right? So Khalid rejects it, right? This guy, I can't remember these guys' names, because these would be firmly on my mind as this stuff. But anyway, the guy rejects it. He ends up dealing with some of the Washita people. Now, the Washita are the folks in Louisiana, right? Now, there
Hmm.
is some truth to this, right? Here are the points where folks miss out on, right? Is that We don't understand that in America, slavery does not begin with English speaking people. There's about a 200-year gap in between the time that the English were operating in America, leading up to America being an actual thing, and the Spanish, Portuguese, and the French operating here,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, the Spanish, Portuguese, and French all brought slaves here, right?
Right.
And
Yep.
some of those slaves, right, like rebelled, escaped, and were free because slavery ended for the Spanish, and then they rolled out and left. They just left people here, and then and then the English took over. Okay,
Yeah.
so the people living here, right? What do people living places do? They settle, right? Sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
Right.
settle with people already living here, right? So you have different waves of black people mixing in with native populations, right? Meaning that the native populations would then have Africanness to them,
Right.
if that makes sense, right? Now, this becomes important when we talk about the Washita, because now we have this group, right? So you have, okay, so this is going to be kind of convoluted. We got 45 minutes. All right, boom. People you could look up. You have a politician named E. Shady Walls, right? E.
Uh huh.
Shady Walls was a politician from Louisiana. He was Jewish, right? A very wealthy politician, right? He was hated by the racist people of Louisiana. They didn't like him too much. They had a very kind of weird relationship, right? So upon his death, Shady Walls gives this woman, I can't remember her whole name, but the Miss Turner, we'll call her Miss Turner, Gostin Ilbay, right? Gives her this document, right? Um, in this document, it has this history that her family, the Turner family, and a few other families in the area of Carroll Parish, Louisiana, and adjacent parishes around there, right, were
Right.
actually native or had connections to this native Choctaw or Wak Choctaw people, right? So a lot of the land down there was actually owned by that tribe, right? And there was all these old French land grants and stuff like that that go back, because you go into like Florida and Texas and stuff like that, and you go into their laws, it gets deep because there's like a layer of United States constitutional laws, and then under that into the common laws, it's Spanish laws and French laws and all kind of other stuff like all this other old feudal shit that goes on in those places because they were Spanish territories, right? And because of that, then the Spanish land grant then supersedes the Louisiana Purchase. That makes sense, right?
Right.
So
I'm listening.
basically, so basically, as the story goes, the king of France had bequeathed this land to the progenitors of this tribe, right? So now when she gets this information,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, what are you gonna do with it, right?
Right.
So she compiles this. They're like, yo, the book that they got, like, we the ancestors, or the ancestors return, I believe the name of the book is. It's got an Olmec head on it. It's very convoluted, and a lot of this stuff is poor research, right? But the basics is true, right? From my understanding, the basis of this French land grant to this progenitors of this Indian of family or tribe, right? That's real, right? And it caused a whole bunch of weird stuff to happen that had a lot to do with, like, when Bill Clinton shifted all the North, what is it called, the North Trade Agreement, North American
Mm-hmm.
Trade Agreement. NAFTA, yeah,
Hmm.
American Free Trade Agreement. So all that stuff and all those corporations and companies left, and a lot of those paper factories, I believe Coca-Cola, and all that stuff was right down there on that territory, right? So all that stuff happens. But she writes this book, right? And of course, when you write the book and you need support, then all these people start getting affixed to being we're really Aboriginal, right? So this is where a lot of that stuff comes from. Now, all of this stuff kind of happens around the same time as York is trying to escape his pedo charges. So now the York people are coming down there and they're trying to intermingle the Indian rights and the sovereignty, and all this stuff is getting intertwined with Moorish law and all this other kind of stuff is now intermingling with this stuff, right? And then you get other people who come into the play. You get like what's his name now? Not Hakeem. Not Hakeem. Azim. Is that his name? Azim Bey, maybe. I'd be forgetting these brothers' names. Now these are people
Oh,
I
oh,
like.
oh. Yeah, let me say something real quick before I forget.
Yeah, that.
To all the haters that say, Remy don't bring no knowledge, eat your heart out. Then you
Yeah,
continue.
we don't bring you the pseudo. I bring you the history of pseudoism in America.
Right.
Right?
That's Shadow. That's Jaded.
Shadow, what up?
Right.
But yeah, like you got so now you got like this. So then you have like this other group who is now claiming the Washita. So then they create the Washita Dugamunja, right? So now Washita now splits off, and then you got that group, and then Miss Turner passes, and then her son, her cousin, and her family,
Yeah.
basically all of them want to start up groups because they all are looking at, they think they're gonna make $1 million off of this land, right? Now, the land that they're talking about, Poverty Point, it's just that. Like right now, it's a dump.
Oh
You know
wow.
what I'm saying? So the land that they're fighting for is like a dump. But they think that that's gonna, they're gonna whatever. They're gonna create some sovereign situation in America, and you got to understand that the people that America will admit were here first, right? Are
Mm-hmm.
are they running the country?
Mm-mm.
Or are they protesting, and many of them are on reservations and impoverished just like black people? Now, here's the thing about black people in America, right? It was so difficult to be black in America that black people would rather adopt everybody else's struggle and attach it to their own.
Yeah. Remember the show we
That
did? The dude ran to Mexico and pretended to be Hispanic.
that's
Yeah,
very true.
yeah. Like why like if we break it down, like, and no disrespect, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I don't disrespect anybody's religious beliefs, right? But I just speak
If you
about
had
facts,
if
right?
you had said it like that all them times me and you had our little back and forth debates, I'd have never disagreed with
but like with the Hebrew doctrine, right? When
you.
you
Uh huh.
when I have spoken to people in the Hebrew doctrine and they talk about why they believe, right? And we strip away, like, all the, African might have, all this stuff, right? Because at one moment the Africans were Hebrew, but the other moment that we never were slaves, and it doesn't make any sense. So we strip that away,
The
and
one thing that
when
about
people
being,
go to the Bible,
oh, let me say something about that. That's the one thing, main thing that bothers me about them pro blacks. They be like, oh yeah, nobody was here but us. But then when it come to like slavery and the
stuff they
bad
don't like.
part, yeah, they
They said
want to
we foolish for
everybody else.
believing.
Like the
Right.
evil shit that went back down in that day, and all of a sudden these motherfuckers existed.
Right. And that's the thing about it, right? We have to understand, right, that humans, the earth is very old, right? The earth is so old that it's almost like it don't have a birthday. That's how old it is to our concept, right? That there is
Mm-hmm.
no beginning and end to when the earth was here in our concept, because at the dawn of humanity, The earth was here. And at the dawn of the creatures that were here before humanity, the earth was here. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? By millions of years. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna die. Like the oldest that we could hope to live is like maybe a buck 30, right? At the very most, right? And you'll probably be talking about a lot of science to help you get there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's only a tenth of a million years. And you're talking about 100 million years or a couple 100 million years that the earth was around, presumably before there was anything that you could even describe as human like.
To be honest with you, I wouldn't even want to live that long.
Nah, I wouldn't want to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like now they took now here's something that was very interesting I found out today, right? There was an experiment where this Swedish guy went in a hyperbolic chamber and they put this chamber at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, right? And they
Mm-hmm.
put him down there for 100 days. And then his terrace cells, right? The stem cells that cause you to like there's like a hemi in your body that make you age at a certain that makes your body start to degenerate after a certain point in time, right? Well, he
True.
extended his life by like I don't know some percent some notable percentage
That's
by the
crazy.
pressure, right? Now, here's the wild part, right? This is the way my mind flipped to, right? So now Goku, and I don't mean to be talking about Goku, and I'm gonna get back to this Hotep stuff, but
Nah,
why was Goku powerful, right? When they put him in the Nimbus, right? He was in a spaceship and he was training doing push-ups in that spaceship, right? In that
uh-huh.
space pod coming from the planet, right?
Right.
And if you're in a space pod, right, it's atmospheric pressure, right? If your
Uh-huh.
body has to like if your body has to work to hold its structure.
I'm following.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same reason why in the comic books Aquaman is so strong. Because living underwater, just the pressure of living underwater makes your body more resilient. It changes the physical structure of your body. But what we
You,
found out is that starts after 100 days. Now,
you know they were based off of us to make fun of us, but it backfired.
yo, a lot of stuff, man. But like, yo, the human body is crazy, man. The human body is an amazing thing.
No, I'm talking about the Saiyan race. It was based on black folks to like make fun of us, but it backfired.
Because monkeys, right?
Yeah, think about it. They were enslaved and they were called monkeys. It
But
was
here, let me flip this on you, right? Because South Asian culture is wild, right? Like Asian culture is wild, and there's a lot of imagery in Asian culture that um that we may mistake as being like something, right? So, for instance, right, Goku in Japanese is the same thing as Sunwoo, right, in Chinese,
Mm-hmm.
right? Is the same thing as Hanuman in Indian, right? And so Goku is the Monkey King, right?
oh,
So the Monkey King is like so like when you like this how
isn't
this
that
how
their greatest hero?
huh?
Isn't the Monkey King their greatest hero? Like their
Yeah, the
most
Monkey
famous and
King is like
greatest?
one of the greatest heroes in Buddhist Asian
Yeah,
culture, right? And and like Muay Thai is based off the Monkey King, right?
yeah,
Various movements in Kali Paratu, which is the Indian martial art that looks like real ill, like they be doing all the spins with the sword with 7 whips and all that kind of stuff. There's a whip
yeah.
sword, like all that kind of stuff. That's all like the Monkey King and Shiva. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't he
Um,
like the originator or some? Well, I forgot what style of martial arts it was. He studied animals and their movements.
Yeah, that's
And
that was in the
created them.
Shaolin. Like, that was a
Yeah,
lot of the Shaolin arts. I there was a couple people, right? So you had the praying mantis style, and that they learned from watching the playing. I believe it was a praying mantis kill a fly, or no,
right.
praying mantis was fighting off a bird, and that's how that style was developed. And you had the white crane style, the tiger, the dog. There's a bunch of there's a bunch of different styles that are based off in China, right?
Commands,
And then
even the
and then
turtle.
now all of those came from like all of martial arts come from like this very small village in India,
What I
right?
heard was it came from Africa. We used to do tournaments and stuff, and
I mean,
different
everyone
to
has
come.
a style of martial arts, right?
And
And there is
China, I give
a
China
lot
the
of
credit for perfecting it.
I, well, I say this, right? When I look at African martial arts like Dembe
Mm-hmm.
and there's other forms, then you can understand how black people came to America and they were able to pick up boxing so easily and they were able to dominate boxing, right?
Right.
Because a lot of the African martial arts are very similar to boxing. There's not a
Right.
lot of foot movements until like in the Congo there's a similar style where you have foot sweeps and that's how that developed in the capoeira. But even capoeira, that was really developed in America. Like that was like a combination of various African arts and then the idea of trying to hide it in a dance. You
Right.
know what I'm
That one
saying?
thing that they do to still to the day where they tie their arms together
Yeah,
and
that's Dembe. That's
yeah,
Dembe.
that's
Where they wrap the
crazy.
ropes around their hands and they tie their arms
Yeah, that's
together and they fight with one hand.
crazy.
That's Dembe. That's in Nigeria. But then when you talk about like the Asian martial arts, now I'll say this, right? When you talk about it's a known anthropological fact that the population of people in India, right, and in especially southern India, like the Adamanandes people and all those who came from Africa, right, and those
Mm-hmm.
people are related to the Ainu from Japan and all that, but the point is, right, this small village, and they say that they learn martial arts from the god Shiva, right? That's in their thing. That's a style called Kali Parata. And then you have another form of boxing that comes from northern India, right? Now,
Right.
those now if you look on the map, right, you can see it, right? Because that part of India, you go in one direction and you end up in like Vietnam and Thailand and all that kind of stuff, right? And
Mm-hmm.
going the other direction, you end up going to China. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you had, I believe, well, I'm gonna say it like this: you had Tamo, right, who's known as the Bodhisattva in Shaolin, and he's the founder of the Shaolin Temple. So Shaolin has a form of Kali Parata, but the way I look at it is like this, right? It's very similar to the military, right? The different styles, right? So like when you look at China, China is like really big, right? But throughout history, China has not been known for having like this strong military like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
One
They just
second, David. Let
huh?
me restart my phone and I'm coming right back up. Something wrong. You keep trying to lock the screen. I'll be right back. I'm gonna restart.
Okay. Let me go plug my shit in. But so China, let me go fast, right? So China wasn't known for having a big military. So so if you look at Chinese martial arts, right? It's very flashy. It has a lot of very impressive looking movements and stuff, right? But like the body mechanics in a lot of those styles are not really powerful, right? Then
But
you look at
let me ask you something. If you believe that or read somewhere that Africans were the ones that you know discovered Asia and developed it, wouldn't that mean that martial arts came from them?
like here's the thing, right? People develop in waves, right? So it's like that argument about hip hop, right? Where we say that Black Americans develop hip hop, right? But then
Right.
like Caribbeans will come and say, well, Cool Herc developed hip hop and he brought the things from his country over and that's what did this, right? But it was developed in America. You feel me?
Uh-huh.
So like the same way, right? So now let's take that on a grander scale and say that in Africa, right, there was like these hundreds of different cultures, right? And then one group of those Africans left, and then they
Yeah.
ended up and they landed in India, right? And then while they're living in India, right, the first generation of people are going to be Africans living in India. The second generation of people are going to be Indians of African descent. The
True.
third generation of people are going to be Indians.
That's true.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
get I get what you're saying. That makes a lot
So,
of
so
sense.
like, yeah, like, so like, I don't see, like, I don't like, I understand, right, that Africa has their own thing and it's dope, right? And
Right?
everybody like, but like I study, like I just study combat. You know what I'm saying? Like after a while, like I started and I was studying karate with Chinese Goju, and I was like, oh, like yeah. But then, after like learning like Jeet Kune Do and getting your own manifestation of that, like I became more interested in things that came from my culture, right? So I got
Right.
interested in developing my 52 blocks because I understand that 52 blocks comes from that African tradition.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
did
saying?
jujitsu. It matched with my wrestling.
Right. And then you got that, like like certain things match, right? So like,
Right.
so then it just starts being like, so like for grappling, I like Japanese, I like judo, I like aikido, you know what I'm saying? I like Tai Chi for grappling, right?
Right.
But for real, like once you get real deep into it, like it all be the same shit. It's just different ways of training it. You know what I'm
True.
saying? Like it's not a like yo, when I'm training in Muay Baran, right? It's I'm not using different knees. The same knees, the same headbutts,
I,
the
I
same
wait. I be seeing
elbows
him
and
on Instagram.
punches.
Like if you see him on Instagram and Facebook, like he has videos of him training.
You talking about me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, I do.
You're doing training with yourself, training with your kids. Jada really about that.
Yo, man, that's one of my favorite shadow because it's very versatile and it matches with every style. Like you could slide 52 blocks into anything. You know what I'm saying?
True. True. I like Muay Thai. I like
Yo,
Muay Thai.
I'm growing to love it. Like my
Yeah.
cousin does Muay Thai, but I'm like I really like Muay Baran a little bit more, like because just like Muay Baran is the form. Like when you see me, I'm in the thing doing the form and shit. Like that's Muay
Right.
Baran. Like that's like so like Muay Thai. It's like when the English or people came in and you know what I'm saying they put rules to what they was already doing, right? But like
Yeah.
Muay Thai Baran, that's what that means. Baran means ancient, so it just means like ancient Thai fighting. Muay means fighting. Thai is Thai. So then you also have like Muay Chaya, which comes from like Cambodia, and you got different styles from all those different areas, and they're also tied into like Kali and all that stuff.
Right.
Salat, Penjak Salat, all of that stuff is all in that area, and they're all very connected. And then when you look at it, they're all very connected to that Kali Parata style, right? Um,
Yeah.
Pressure
Tony
point,
Jaa
you know,
made me look at that shit.
yo,
The
Tony
boy.
Jaa's a beat with it.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Michael Jai, a white, and Tony Jai are my two all-time favorite martial artists.
Shit, yo, man, yeah, yeah, definitely. You know what I'm
Michael
saying?
Jai because he's fucking huge, but he's quick. Like you don't normally see somebody his size that's
That's
still
that's
the
Shotokan.
same speed as a lightweight.
Yo, that like
Fucking crazy.
Michael Jai White used to study with Matt. What the fuck is Matt name now? God damn it. Damn, his name fucking just slipped my mind and shit. But like Michael Jai White is from Bridgeport, where I'm from, right? So like
Okay.
like back in the 80s, the biggest martial arts school in Bridgeport was, I can't remember his name, Matt. Damn it. But it was a Shotokan school. And that's where Michael Jai White studied at. And I studied at the Chinese Goju school. You know what I'm saying? Meant nothing because Michael Jai White is like mad older than me. So we, you know what I'm saying? Like I know I ran into some of his cousins in the hood, like some of his peoples and shit. But
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? But like, hey, other than that, Michael Jai White. Like by the time I was off the porch, like Michael Jai White was on them Toxic Avenger movies.
right? And
Yeah.
not too many action stars that got real fucking like championship fighters that vouch for him. Like, yeah, this
Yeah,
nigga
like
is.
yo,
I some of even said like if he decided to do MMA like 10 years ago, he'd have took that shit over.
and
Some
yo,
of them even said,
they said they went into the gym in Cali with Michael Jai White and they put the bag up and he kicked the bag and the chain broke and the bag flew across the room.
yeah, I heard that story. I heard that
Yeah,
story. I heard that shit about Joe Rogan too. They said Joe Rogan kick a fuck you up too.
yeah, like yo, man, listen, man. Like yo, it's something about the guys that they just do it just because.
That's why I don't understand how the fuck is they playing got Jamie Foxx about to play Spawn while this nigga is still alive and in his prime. How the fuck did you pick?
I think they gonna slide him in there, but Michael
Yeah,
Jai White don't play. Michael Jai White don't play the Hollywood game like that. I don't think.
yeah,
Yeah.
true, true.
And that's it's a thing about that, and he probably don't accept a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I actually he
Mm-hmm.
made me see that Steven Seagal was a fucking fraud.
Man, yo, man, a lot of them dudes in the '80s, like it'll surprise you, like because the dudes
Yeah,
that was real deal, they weren't like the dudes that was real deal would be in them Cinemax movies that are playing on the late night when they play them karate movies and them like B movies,
Right, the B movie era.
when you
like
really look at Steven Seagal movies, there's nothing in there that a regular person couldn't do. Like a regular person. But if you look at, John White, John Claude Van Damme, not everybody could do that shit.
yeah.
All you doing is
Yeah.
flipping
Like
people.
I think John Claude Van Damme is not like a lifetime combat. I think he used to do like gymnastics or something like that. But like in terms of fighting skills and shit, I think John Claude Van Damme got it. Like he's in real shape. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my mark,
Mm-hmm.
right? If like you could have like the martial artists where you got like you look at them old Chinese guys, right? Like what's my man name? Ip Man. What's his name?
Who? Oh,
And
Yep.
fuck is
Donnie
his name?
Yen.
Yeah,
Donnie
Donnie
Yen,
Yen.
right? Donnie Yen is
Woo!
like in his
Mm-hmm.
60s, right? And he's in
Yeah,
great shape. Like Jackie Chan is in
Yeah.
his 70s or 80s or something like that. In great shape. You know what I'm saying? That's when I say like the
Mm-hmm.
mark of like a real martial. Like when you see them, like look at like Steven
Like, remember
Seagal is
Pat
out of
Morita?
shape. Like Steven Seagal went from
He
like
he been out of shape since the 90s.
yeah, he been
right.
that he looked crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm not gonna, you know, Aikido can work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
But like, but
Mm-hmm.
notice when I like listen, any of that shit can work. Like yo, like you know what's wild? Like I used to get the Ashita Kim books when I was a kid, right? Like
Mhm.
those like how to be a ninja books,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And now if you go look up Bullshido on YouTube, Ashita Kim is like the first name that comes up, right? But I've made some of his shit work. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Cause like breaking down a lot of Rashida Kim's moves, like a lot of his moves, just like the other dude, the dude that was working with Van Damme that had lied and shit. The dude that made up the fucking blood sport story,
Uh huh.
Frank
Frank
Duke.
Dukes, right? Like he also got like fighting videos, right? And they're effective. You know why? Because because he tells you like slap the motherfucker in the nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like kick him in the balls,
Yeah.
gouge his eyes out, punch him in the
Yeah, but
throat. Like
if
that's
you're if
always gonna work.
if you're a real fighter, like you can look at certain people and tell, in movies, oh, this nigga can't fight for real. You can tell
Yeah,
by
but
their
sometimes niggas surprise you because
if
like
they
yo,
are.
because fighting choreographing makes like fighting choreographing and an actual fight. Like I just tell my daughter about that shit today. Like a choreographed fight and a real fight are two different things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a whole different deal when you are predicted to move. Like even this, right? If we both know Taekwondo, right? And we're
Man's it
fighting,
champion.
right? It's not a real fight.
The screws just gotta be
You know what I'm
retightened.
saying? Like if we're both, right? If we're both training in the same style, right? And you know every movement that I'm gonna throw, and I know every movement that you're gonna throw, it's not a real fight.
True.
It's a sparring, it's a
Just a-
competition, you know what I'm saying? But it's not a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you're not using the same part of your mind that you have to use in a fight.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's different when you got
Hmm.
boxers. There's a whole bunch of different styles of boxing. So you got two people just throwing their hands, and they're not throwing them wild. You might have a fight on your hands, right? But like if I know I'm throwing this side kick and I'm gonna sidestep it and go like this, and there's really not too many ways that you're gonna get that past my radar. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He, he said Haas could have turned into a villain. Them turned him into the bionic Heisman.
Yo, yo, man, like I be sometimes like when I watch Hassan, I be thinking about ways that he could have been a different person.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying? Cause like, yo, like everybody, there was a place that they could have been in a somewhat lane, but I feel like Hassan started off fucked up. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like Hassan, like and you know what I mean? Like this is what a lot of people do with YouTube, right? Like the people that I see successful, they're just into broadcasting, right? Or whatever
Mm-hmm.
their mission is, whatever they're doing, right? But like if you come in any situation with the mentality like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be making money and we're gonna get this money, and you're just going in there for like a hustle, then that's all you're gonna get out of it. Like it ain't gonna be fulfilling, it ain't gonna be real, like, you know what I'm saying?
True.
So that's why that's like with this channel, like with Remy, like yo, being like what I've been here since like day what, 2 or 3, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
from the
Definitely here
get
since
go.
'Cause
2 or 3,
we
right?
came together.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna claim day one because that's Yemi and
Nah, most of
Buddha
the
and
people
all
that
them was there.
is here right now came with Tripsies.
Indeed, right?
Yeah, we came in the second wave.
Yes, okay, so I'm day two. I'm day
So,
two of this.
the first person
But
was Osun, and then Osun convinced me to go over to One Community.
mm,
Mm-hmm. And that's where we met up.
Yeah, that's
mm,
where I met.
see, and like so right now we talking about like when Remy kind of like his beard was grown out and he kind of looked like Tent Man a little bit back then. Like that's when I
Man,
started.
I
Right?
see what you was talking about. Though. I see. I knew what you. Yeah, I see what you were talking about. I recognized it right
But
away. I was like, "This the nigga that
is
he
this the
talking
nigga,
about."
yo? Hey, yo, I
Yeah,
was dying, man. Yo, I was dying that whole time, yo. But but like but like I say this, right? Like when you like I like the way that you have figured out how to work it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's like
that's all.
lanes, like there's all these different lanes that people will try, and it's hard. Like, but like this is the way, like in the way you do it, like it's keeping it real, right? It's like, yo,
Right,
my time is worth something. So I
right,
I I like doing
Mm-hmm.
this. This is what I like to do. I feel like this is a problem, and this is what I like to do. But I know that
Mm-hmm.
y'all are having fun. If you want me to stay longer, pay for it. That's real, right? Nobody could
right.
say, "Oh, Remy's begging for check." No, he's not. Remy's scamming people. No, he's not. You understand what I'm saying? But like,
I
He's very
I
honest about what he
agree
wants.
with.
If the baby needs some milk, he say
right.
the baby needs some milk. If he want a loud pack, he say, yo, y'all put in for the loud pack. And ain't nobody put in on my dinner yet. Oh, y'all don't love me. No, I'm playing.
Well, you ain't
Yeah,
got to put in nothing. You
yeah, I
ain't got to
got for
put
my
nothing in
life.
for me.
I want something else.
I don't even
I'm
be
just
I don't even
playing.
be requiring shit like that. Like I what
Now I'm just
right
playing.
now, right now, the only thing I'm dealing with is my super soldier protocol and making my bones hard. No homo.
Right.
Like my shins and my forearms. My forearms is like crazy, but I'm still like, but like everything, like I'm at the point right now where I could hit a piece of metal and it sounds like metal clashing with metal.
God damn.
Yeah, yo, this dude out here doing shit that you only see
Uh,
in 80s movies
yeah,
montages.
I know. I'll be seeing you.
I really am like a 80s action hero at this point.
I better leave that nigga alone.
Yo,
I
I
remember
even
the
got a
one day.
super suit on, yo.
I forgot. So who you was arguing with,
Yo, and the
and that's
wild
the
part
first
is,
time I
right?
ever seen you
Here it goes. Like
step out your
I
character.
even I got the super suit on now.
Right.
I got a spot to get superhero outfits and shit, nigga. I'm like, it's a wrap. Like I can't be told shit.
This how I knew. This how I knew Jaded was a serious nigga. Like you never see him get mad or upset or anything. And
I
the
be
one
getting
time
mad.
I ever seen you get slightly up, no, I did see you cut Sonetta out that day.
Yeah.
The one time I
Oh
ever seen you
yeah.
get mad enough to like want to fight, you got quiet and just like simply said, "These niggas gonna make me start punching on niggas." The way you said it, I was like, "Yeah, that nigga serious." That nigga, you like, I'm
Yeah,
about to
yo,
start punching on
yeah,
niggas.
like I get mad at first and I'm a bark, but like once I'm done
Hmm.
barking, it's not a reason to be barking no more. Like that's usually when
And
everybody
you,
else talk.
and
But I'm
you,
just
most of the time, like these fake tough guys, they go straight to the guns, straight.
Mm-hmm.
Like
hmm
if a nigga want to straight fight you, like you better be cautious. You better be
yeah,
cautious.
like yo, here's the thing, right? It's not even safe to fight like that. Like
Right.
yo, cause like yo, here's the thing, right? I seen a video the other day, right? Remember the video that we playing with the dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
I seen the video again, right? And when I seen a video,
You talking about whack
like
100?
I don't know what happened, like because you can't really see the beginning. It just starts with Shorty like jagging my man in the back, right?
Oh, the New York thing, the train thing.
Yeah, right. So I don't even know what started it, but it's like, yo, you can't really get into those type of altercations because you don't know who's around.
Right.
If it's two people, if a dude is with his girl, then you know what I'm saying, people are gonna defend the people that they care about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even if they started it. You know what I mean? So it's like,
True.
you know, you know, like as a, you know, like people like us and shit, like we gotta really pick the time and shit, cause you a nigga like that too and shit. Like you a nigga that's like, yo, there's a place that you could go with me that you're gonna have to fist fight me like you're in elementary school. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not gonna be like a grown up fist fight. Like I will just revert back to like fifth grade and just jump on you, like like you know what I'm saying?
Oh shit. Oh
And if you
shit.
get me there and shit, like I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying?
True. That's how I am. That's how I am. Church sees that we having to calm me down. But the big
Mm-hmm.
big boss lady.
He be like, no, no. I be like, bruh, no.
Mm-hmm. It's 10 o'clock, yo. Big boss lady.
Yo, Trip C hear me cuss somebody out then every time we talk.
All right.
Yo, that be the wildest shit. That is so up north, so DC.
Yep.
Like he could woo.
Y'all hear me? I don't mean to cut y'all off, but the
Yeah.
big boss lady.
Oh,
She shut it.
it's time to
Oh,
go,
we got real.
y'all.
10 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, see, I
It's
saw one of
Shut
my.
it down.
showdown.
But
All right,
I'm gonna have you.
folks.
If you here tomorrow, Jada, I definitely want you to come up and
I can
you know.
pop up tomorrow. I can pop up
Yeah.
tomorrow.
All right.
See y'all
All right,
later.
peace, family.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
All right, family. The big boss lady shutting shit down. So gotta do what I gotta do. Since I didn't
Mm-hmm.
get to play the video as much, and I had to cut it off early.
More content.
Yeah, more time tomorrow. So let me get on out of here.